Before names of meals except when preceded by an adjective. We had a late breakfast and decided to miss lunch. Definite the uses. Before nouns of which there is only one. The earth is round. Before a noun which has become definite as a result of being mentioned a second time. We saw a good film last night. It was the film you recommended. Before a noun made definite by the addition of a phrase or clause. The woman dressed in black. Before a noun which, by reason of locality, can represent only one particular thing. There's a bee in the kitchen. Before superlatives and first, second and only. The longest river in the world. Before singular nouns used to represent a class of objects. The donkey is a very obstinate animal. Before an adjective used to represent a class of persons. That tax hurts the rich. Before names of seas, rivers, chains of mountains, groups of islands and plural names of countries. The Pacific Ocean, the Thames, the Andes, the West Indies. The Netherlands. Before musical instruments. She plays the piano. Not used. Before countries, towns, proper names. Charlie lived in Chicago in America. Before abstract nouns. Jealousy can be dangerous. Before parts of the body and articles of clothing, these normally prefer a possessive adjective. Lift your left arm. He removed his hat. Charlie the Brave. Charlie is a teacher and his wife, Maria, is an artist. One of the main differences between the two is that Charlie has no imagination, well, perhaps a little, whereas Maria has the most vivid imagination you could think of. Now, imagination is an essential quality if you're an artist, but sometimes it can lead to problems. Take the night before last for example. It was a fine summer night, and you could see the moon and the stars quite clearly. It was shortly before the longest day of the year. Charlie was sitting in a deck chair enjoying the warm summer air when he felt something touch his shoulder. It was Maria's hand, and he could tell immediately she was a little worried about something. He had noticed this sensation 100 times before. He asked her what the matter was, and she replied that there was a strange thing on the jacket that was hanging in the bedroom. Now you must remember that they had both lived in the West Indies and had seen a lot of strange creatures in their house before. But now they were living in England, and so Charlie just laughed and said he would have a look at the thing. He left the garden and made his way to the bedroom. He could see a jacket hanging in the bedroom and went up to it to have a closer look at the thing. The moment he touched it, the thing sprang into life. Now Charlie experiences fear like the rest of us, but when this creature opened its wings, he jumped out of his skin and ran screaming from the room like a small child doing about 100 miles an hour. What a fuss, you may say, and the brave among you may well regard such behavior as pathetic, but bats, for this thing was a bat, bring out the worst in many people. For a moment the next door neighbors thought that Charlie was murdering his wife because of the noise they could hear. In fact, the bat was the one that was frightened, and it fluttered its wings and flew from one side of the bedroom to the other. Eventually Charlie managed to trap the bat in a box and went out into the front garden clutching the box as if it had a bomb inside it. Took off the lid, and the bat, obviously delighted to be free, flew away into the dark. Eventually Maria, who had been playing the guitar while Charlie was upstairs, asked Charlie if he had found out what the thing was. Oh, nothing to worry about, he said casually, hoping that the terror could not be seen in his eyes. It was just a bat. 5. Progressive forms, or going, gone. In this story you will see many examples of progressive verb forms, also known as continuous forms. Here is the structure of the progressive forms. Subject plus auxiliary verb be plus main verb, gerund. Sometimes a modal verb can be used before the auxiliary verb. Subject plus modal verb, could slash would slash should plus auxiliary verb be plus main verb, gerund. There are other structures such as the present perfect continuous. Subject plus auxiliary verb, have plus past participle been plus main verb, gerund. We use the progressive from when we want to describe an action that is happening right now. We want to describe an action that will be happening in the future. We want to describe an activity or process that started in the past and is still going on. Here are some examples. We are reading an interesting story right now. My wife is flying to Madrid tomorrow. My wife would be flying to Madrid tomorrow if she had a holiday. Our partners have been working with us for 10 years now. Now enjoy the following story and find the progressive forms in italics. Going, gone. Andrew and Daisy Marvel were going to spend another holiday in Majorca. Everyone knew that the postman knew it, the dustman knew it, and their next-door neighbors also knew they would be going there. The simple reason was that they had been going there for their summer holiday for the last 25 years. Most people in Britain are subjected to an endless bombardment of advertisements on television just after Christmas inviting them to book for their summer holiday. The adverts are constantly telling viewers that if they book early, they will save enormous amounts of